Hey Chatterbox fam, it's our favorite therapist here to bring you something a little different. Today I want to get into my Reddit relationship bag. I love a good relationship advice post. Let's see what this OP has going on. Let me know what you think in the comments, okay? Let's get into it. Street Exchange 4428 is the OP, and the OP says, my husband, 22 male, and I, 21 female, got into a fight about McDonald's, and we haven't talked in days. Any advice? She said, sorry, this is long. For context, I go to school full-time, work almost full-time, and do all of the house duties. I also cook every night for my husband and I. My husband is a picky eater, so I always ask him what he wants, and I make it for the both of us. Very rarely will we eat quick meals like a frozen pizza. I always make him homemade food. During the summer, I'm taking 9 units working as an academic mentor, teaching students over the summer to prepare them for the next year's courses. This obviously requires extensive prep time for lecture planning and creating homework assignments for each one. I am taking 2 6-week courses and 1 12-week. Right now, I am in an engineering class and a statistics class, child, which requires a lot of lecture time and study time. Okay, so you're doing a whole lot, lady. Okay. A few weeks ago, I was going to get some important paperwork done in LA, dual relationship related. This appointment in LA was early in the morning, and I had a flight at around 5 a.m., which requires me to wake up at 2 a.m. to get there on time. This appointment was scheduled on a Friday. I work 9 to 6 on Thursday. I also have lectures to watch, and since it's a 6-week course, each session takes about 4 hours of lecture. I have 4 sessions a week. So I got home around 6:30, the Thursday before my appointment in LA, and began watching my lectures and taking notes. Also, I should mention now, my husband only works. He works about 25 to 30 hours a week. That's the case. Why is OP doing all this? I asked him if he could take us to order this night, right? He replied with why, and I explained to him I had about 3 more hours of lecture to get through, and I had to wake up at 2 a.m., and that I worked an 8-hour shift, so I was already exhausted. He seemed to still not understand why I wanted to get takeout, so I said, can you just take us to get something simple like McDonald's? It's super close. He replied, well, I want spaghetti. Wouldn't it take the same amount of time of getting McDonald's than you cooking spaghetti? What is he not understanding? Okay, I make my spaghetti and meat sauce from scratch, okay? And this girl is doing too much. I didn't want to argue with him after everything, so I just made it. He didn't even know I was upset until the next day. I explained to him that I never asked for a break or really anything from him in general, so when I do ask for a break, I expect to get it. I ended up getting about an hour of sleep that night with more assignments to do the next day still. Girl. Okay, let's get into the ending here. We're about to wrap up, it looks like. So she said, fast forward to a few days ago. Also remember how my husband is a picky eater. I never get to make what I want for dinner because he just complains about it. I found a pasta recipe that looks so good and have been debating on making it. And I finally said I was going to do it. My husband likes pasta, so I thought it would be perfect. I told him I was excited to try this and that I was going to go shopping for the ingredients after he left for work. He said, okay. I went shopping and I got everything. I also paid for all the groceries. And he texted me a couple of hours later saying, are you still making pasta? We should get McDonald's tonight. I know you lying. OP, he is playing with you. He is playing mind games. Okay. OP said, I was like, what? And said, do you really not want my cooking so bad that you want McDonald's? And he said, not what I meant. And I said, what did you mean then? And he said, why did you get mad at me for not taking you to McDonald's then? Get mad at me for offering to take you to McDonald's. I know you lying. I can't stand the gaslighting. OP said, I explained to him exactly why I was upset and how these situations were different. Last time I asked for a break, and this time I was excited to make one dinner that I wanted. And it just so happens it's the same night he wants to take me to McDonald's. We haven't talked in a few days and we need some advice or guidance. I especially need ways for him to understand why I am upset. During this time, we were pet sitting for his family, and I just moved everything back home after he told me, if you want to get mad at me for offering to take you to McDonald's, go home. I know you lying. There are a lot of other factors that go into this. Like, for example, he doesn't even help me clean up the kitchen after I cook. I feel like his mom and not his partner or wife. Okay? Okay, so that's the end of the post. There are some top comments here. It's about a lot more than McDonald's. But let's see what the top comments say before I give you my 2 cents. So Hashi Jones says, what? Why? Why do you do all the cooking and chores even though you have a job in school? Why? I don't understand women who put up with being bang maids. He doesn't love you. No one who loves you is okay with you doing everything. Okay, that is a point that she made. All right. My advice is to tell him that he has to start being an actual partner, that you're not his mommy and you're not going to clean and cook for him anymore. That if he doesn't pick up half the load, you and he are done. If you don't, then this is your life. And when you have kids, you'll be doing all the parenting too. I believe that to be true. I agree with this comments. All right, and so that's the first top comment. Okay, so OP responded and she said, I definitely do have issues in my own family and people-pleasing tendencies. I've gotten better for sure with my self-worth, and I put my foot down and discussed this unfairness, but I'm scared of confrontation and sticking true to myself. I have self-worth, and I'm getting to the point where I'm going to throw in the towel. I do love him, but I love myself and my future more. Okay, so that's what OP had to say. Does it seem like we're missing something here, or does it seem like OP really does have the self-worth and everything? Because we don't know the whole story, right? So Jamie Lee 0484 said, with all due respect, someone who has self-worth would not be putting up with being treated like this. This is not what a relationship is supposed to look like. This man is a selfish, unappreciative leech sucking the life force out of you and using you for everything you're worth. A relationship should be a partnership that adds positivity to your life and makes it easier, happier, and more fulfilled. What exactly does he bring to your life besides stress and resentment? You need to learn to love and respect for yourself. You need to learn to love and respect yourself more than this. You deserve it. Well, I'm with you when you're right. That comment resonated. Okay, so the OP responded. Let's see what she got to say, child. We did get married young for sure, but he used to pull his own weight and do laundry and clean even better than me. What has happened? We used to live with his parents, but still did his own chores and even cooked. Now we have our own place, and suddenly it's me doing everything. Okay, it sounds like he got comfortable. Okay, and that's the end of that. This is not a McDonald's issue, honey. Okay, so what do you think? What do you think OP should do? What advice would you give her? If this was your best friend, what would you say to her? Or if this were you, what would you want your best friend to say to you? We always put out there that you need to leave, girl, you need to leave, you need to do this, you need to do that. But realistically, what do you think she should do? Do you think she should try to redefine their boundaries, redefine their expectations for each other? Or do you think they need to just part ways? And have you ever been in a relationship like this? Or are you the person that expects your partner to do everything? Can you resonate with this? Leave it in the comments, child. Okay, so, okay, it sounds like he got comfortable, and this is why it's important to discuss your boundaries, expectations, and deal breakers with your partner, especially before cohabitation. Before dating anyone, you should already have this written down. People try to make it seem like it's something wrong with having standards, right? And the people who make you feel bad for having standards are the people who benefit from your lack of standards, which means they can take full advantage of you because you have no values, right? And they can just give you whatever they give you, and they're expecting you to take it and receive it and be happy for it. But when you have an understanding of who you are, what your worth really is, what you deserve, and what it is that you will and will not accept, when you have that established, you have a measuring tool, right, that you can use to gauge whether or not this relationship, this friend, this parent, or whomever is living up to the expectation that you have of them in your life, right? The space that they're occupying in your life is not free real estate, right? This is not a squatting situation. They don't get to emotionally squat in your life. What value are they bringing to you? Because you're bringing a lot of value to this relationship. You're cooking, you're cleaning, you're doing 10 times more things than your partner. Whatever your relationship status is, please establish what it is that you want. Boundaries, expectations, and deal breakers, right? Boundaries are what you will do if this person fails to live within your expectation, right? And I get it, we can't control people, but we can have a basic expectation of being respectful to each other, right? Communicating well. Expecting your partner to share in household duties. What's your financial obligation? Who's going to pay for groceries? Who's going to pay the light bill? Who's going to pay the rent? Are you splitting everything 50-50, right? Who's going to take off work if you have kids and the kids get sick, right? What are the expectations around family members coming and staying in the home? Friends coming and visiting? What are your social expectations? Is it okay for you to go out and kick it at the party? What's your social media expectations? What's cheating? What's not cheating, right? Just basic things that you have in place that you believe you deserve, right? And if OP fails to create some type of parameter around her relationship, her husband's going to continue to benefit from her lack of boundaries. That's my 2 cents. Take it or leave it.